Joe, maybe you can help me find one of my old boyfriends. Maybe Barry, oh he was a slippery one. Maybe Frank, he was always hanging around Wayne. Maybe Chuckles, he was a teaser, or maybe that Polyphero Rich. You tell them I still love all of them.
Finally, we arrived at the terminus for the Rabbit bus line in Manila. It had seemed like we'd been driving through the city forever prior to getting there. At about 2 a.m. there were still vendors up Yin Yang, still trying to hawk their wares. A big item seemed to be apples. I put in the back of my mind to buy a few when we caught the bus to return to Balabago. We hailed down a taxi. It was a real taxi and not a jeepney. But there was plenty of jeepneys of all sizes everywhere. Guppy told the driver to take us to the Yellow Bar. The driver said something like, "You want a good time, huh, Joe?" He then proceeded to tell us how during the war the Japs had been so bad to the Filipinos and how great a man MacArthur was. I don't know if he was sincere or just he felt those were the only things he thought we had in common. After about 30 minutes we arrived at the night spot. It made anything I'd seen in Angeles pale. There were a bunch of locals there, and we sat down and had a few beers. One of the waiters had wanted to know if we wanted to go in the back. That's where the sporting ladies were. I was running low on pesos and had not taken him up on it. There would come a time that I'd kick myself in the butt for turning any opportunity down. There were plenty of local girls, not bar girls, there who we danced with and talked to. The only problem was they were all with dates. I have to say we had a good time though. Guppy got up and asked if we nugs thought we could make it back to Angeles on our own. He wanted to go see his girlfriend and sure didn't want us around. We looked at each other and came to an agreement that we would get something to eat and head on back. Going outside, we had noticed when we got there that we were right across from the harbor, but that there was Manila Bay, right there. We walked down the street and found a restaurant that was open. We had eggs and rice. The bacon wasn't anything like I had seen or tasted before. The other guys had coffee that was served in thick glasses and looked more like milk than coffee. I had a Coke and asked for ketchup for the eggs and fried rice. Of course the ketchup they brought was made out of bananas, but it still wasn't bad. Talking to one of the waiters, we had to explain we weren't here on R&R from Nam, like all the other GIs he accounted. He got us a cab and told the cabbie to take care of us, where he must have, because instead of a 30-minute drive earlier in the morning, it was a 10-minute drive when we got back to the bus station. Although it was first thing in the morning, the bus station was crowded. It seemed like everyone was going north, whether to Angeles or not, I doubt it. We saw 3 rabbits come and go and were unable to even make it to the door of the bus before they were jam-packed. I had bought some apples and had already eaten all but one of them. A slick young man, had extra vitalis, approached us and asked if we needed seats on the bus to Angeles and that he could sell them to us if we did. His going price was 5 pesos per seat. We had already been waiting over 2 hours, so we agreed. He told us to watch him and his 2 cohorts, and after everyone had gotten into the bus he was about to leave, to enter, and he and his friend would get up and give us the seats. We were to pay him when we got the seats.